What's up, Southeast Asia? It's Alexander 23,
and Jeremy Zucker.
and we think you will agree with us that nothing's the same anymore in today's modern world, and we'd love to take you on a walk down memory lane to kind of take a look at how things have changed over the years. I think there's the obvious changes like dating apps, but I think one thing that people don't talk about as much is like, can you imagine being in a long distance relationship in like the 90s? How did people even like attempt that? Like what kind of love did they have that doesn't exist anymore to even like put yourself through that?
It's literally the telephone, right? You're just on the phone. And then, was there even email in the 90s? I feel like email wasn't even that popular in the 90s.
I don't think so.
So you're like, like you guys have pagers, you're going to page them. They're going to get a little beep.
It's like 100 times harder to communicate with anyone.
I mean, you could write letters. That's super cute, but like, that's just crazy.
Definitely. Also, it's just incredibly impractical. I mean, can you imagine like trying to have like a steady dialogue with someone that you love and care about, and you have to wait, 5 business days to see you?
Yeah. Since we have the internet, we're so connected to everyone around the world at the same time. The reason that it's so much harder for people to find love now than it was pre-internet was because we have so many options. Whereas in the past, people would settle for what's in their proximity and who's around them. We're overwhelmed with all of the options and all the potential people we can meet and like all of those things. I feel like it's just hard. There's more information coming in.
In the 90s, I feel like you hear so many crazy travel stories because people didn't have that just like unlimited supply of information, before they even had a location. So you kind of had no choice other than to throw yourself into the culture of the place that you're going to.
I will say, like, the difference between everything that we're talking about is the internet. Like, That is the variable that changed everything.
We're probably going to feel ramifications from COVID as far as travel goes for a very, very long time, if not forever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind, like, wearing a mask, on the subway. It feels normal. Like, a lot of other countries do that. It's like, this is the first time in America that people, like, wear masks in public, but I feel like a lot of countries, a lot of cities do that. I feel like because of pollution though.
Yeah. I miss like this kind of body language aspect of just more random social interactions. I think it's made people just like almost antisocial in a very specific way. I just can't imagine growing up with like the internet at my fingertips the way that kids do now. Like how...
When was your first cell phone?
Maybe 7th grade?
Yeah, same. Like age 13.
Yeah, around there.
14.
But like it was just texting and like...
It was a dumb phone.
Yeah. And texting was hard too. Remember like you had to, if you wanted to like get to S, you had to press, 7 4 times.
Not to mention just like the feeling of watching young kids with their eyes glued to their phones 24/7.
You know what else is another thing that I've thought about? I feel like is people's I think has changed as it's become a little bit more accessible to become famous in some capacity.
That came with the internet for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, the internet feels like it's a very it's kind of a common thread here.
Important.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. Obviously, there's a massive difference in genre between when we grew up and what's happening now. The biggest thing, and I think you'll agree with me, is the barrier to entry has been vastly lowered.
Mm-hmm.
Before 2004, to have a song that sounded professional, you needed to go into a professional recording studio. I remember being in like 5th grade, 6th grade, and like we would get computer time and I would pull up GarageBand and like make beats on GarageBand. It was that easy to just like make music, and they made it really easy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of twofold. I think it breeds not necessarily like better or worse music, just so much more of it. Because it goes both ways, right? Like, but I think the other side of it is you have these people who, are in economic situations where they wouldn't have been able to get to a studio that can now do it on their own, and they make something incredibly beautiful.
If I was born 10 years earlier, we wouldn't be here having this conversation. Like, the internet and computers is like what allowed me to become an artist. The internet and computers like made what I do possible. Wow. Things really are so much different now than they were before. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't checked out our new song, Nothing's the Same, it's out now, available everywhere. Go listen to it.
Nothing's the same